has about a 10 or 12 page description of all the things that we thought that the Fauerbach project ought to include. But some of it was that we didn't want a high rise, we wanted it low rise, we wanted it to be very residential looking, we wanted it to fit in with the neighborhood. So consequently, the townhouses along the lakeside really look sort of like an extension of Spate and Jennifer Street. And then on the backside, it kind of looked like it melted into a more commercial area. You know, but wasn't as it was taller and more substantial. And the red brick matched the Fauerbach brick, but it also matched some of the buildings across the street. We wanted a gable roof, we wanted narrow siding, we wanted it to blend in with existing homes, we wanted to make a community that people would be comfortable and live together with. We wanted parking to be very convenient to the various living units. We wanted big decks. We did not want little decks like you see in a lot of apartment buildings that are basically 2 by 6 feet where you can maybe get 2 chairs on it. We wanted everybody to have a big deck or a patio, and everybody to have good lake views, and that most of the rooms in the condos should have lake views. And we knew it was not going to be, we called it a luxury condo, but we knew we couldn't put marble and fancy finishes on everything, but we wanted it so that owners would be able to, when they had it, to make it better and to remodel and add more, you know, amenities if they wanted to the project. Let's see. Okay, we started out, one of the things that was mentioned early on is that we, since people didn't know if anybody would buy a condo down here, we had to do a market study. And so we talked to Jim Burkott out at Tamarack Trails, who had a very successful project. And he recommended the lesser group out of Los Angeles. And so we figured it was out 45 years ago on Monday. We had our first focus group. We had 3 focus groups held at First Federal. And they brought in a speaker or a person to conduct the focus groups. And the groups were about 9 people each. And they spent about 2 hours, and they were questioned on what kind of amenities they wanted, if they lived in a condo, would they like this site on the lake, about how expensive they should be, what size they should be, a whole series of questions. And that brought out quite interesting responses. And by and large, the responses were supportive of what we wanted to do, so we were pretty happy. The other thing we did, we met with Jim Burkhardt. He was very good, and he had been very successful with Tamarack Trails. We also met with John Fox, the Cherokee, and John was very good too. They all shared things that they had done that they wished they hadn't done, and things that they had done that were very successful, and they gave us a lot of ideas on what we should concentrate on. And then the other one was Bob Shaw. Bob Shaw built Century Harbor, which are the condos out by Captain Bill, when Captain Bill's used to be there, open. And Bob turned out to be the manager. He said he wanted to be the manager of the project. And he was for, I'm not sure how many years, but for the first few years. We mentioned the banks. Dave and I went around to all of our lenders. And we're talking about Anchor, Savings and Loan, First Wisconsin, United Bank, Rural Insurance, Provident, Affiliated, which is Marshall and Ilsley BMO, American Family Insurance, First Federal, and Home Savings and Loan. So we would take our little model and go out and meet with them and explain what we had in mind, and these were ultimately the consortium